Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I created this YouTube thumbnail. It's actually not my original design. Someone sent a similar thumbnail to me and asked me to create a tutorial on how to design it. So here is the tutorial. So I'm basically, as usual, going to be giving you all the assets that I used for this tutorial, right? So do well to check the description box and download it. I'll also be dropping the PSD file as well. And yeah, as usual, I'd like you to drop a like, drop a comment, share this video, and of course subscribe to this channel because more amazing content is coming your way. Now without talking too much, let's get right into the video. First thing I'll do as usual is to create a new file, and the size for YouTube thumbnail is 1920 by 1080. I'll leave my resolution at 72, and you can just leave your other settings to be like mine and click on create. Now we have created our workspace, right? So these are the assets that I'll be using for the tutorial. Now the first thing I'm going to do is select my pen tool by clicking on P, or you can go to your tools panel and select your pen tool, right? Once you've selected your pen tool, make sure that it is on shape, and then you can change the color to maybe black since the background is white. All right, once you have that in place, I'm just going to click here. I'll hold shift and click here again. The reason I held shift is so that it will be a straight line. Then I'll click here, hold shift, click here. Then I'll click on the where I started from to close up the shape, right? If you don't know how to use the pen tool, click the link at the top right, and I have an entire video on how to use the pen tool, right? So I've created this shape, and you can see it on your layer panel that a shape has been created, right? So I'm going to press Ctrl T. I'm going to press Ctrl T, and I'm actually going to increase the size a bit like this. I'll click on OK. I'll select my move tool. I'll come to this top, click on these three dots, go to selection, click on canvas, right? And then I'll come here and I'll centralize the shape. Alright, once the shape is centralized, I'll go back and I'll select this image. Like I said, all the assets we made available in the description box. I'll select it and I'll clip it to the shape. All right, can you see what we have there? Then I'll select my background. After selecting the background, I'll go back, I'll drag in the second image. Now this image is basically like 2-in-1. Let me hide this. This is what the image is 2-in-1. So what I'm going to do is I'll select my I'll right click it, I'll rasterize the layer, I'll select my rectangular marquee tool, and then I'll select this part of the image. I'll press Ctrl X to cut, and then I'll press Ctrl V to paste. So do you see what I did there? So now I have two images. Alright, I have two images. So I can now turn both of them back to smart objects. So just basically right click and convert to smart object. Now they are both smart object. I can unhide these two layers. So I'll click on this one. I want Peller to be on the right and Jarvis to be on the left. So I'll basically bring Jarvis to the left. I'll press Ctrl T. I'll increase our picture like this. I think it's okay like this. I'll click OK. I'll select Peller's own picture. Press Ctrl T. Increase the size like this. I think it's okay. Alright, can you see what we have here so far? The next thing I'm going to do is select the whatever layer is at the top, then select your rectangle tool. Then I'm going to create a rectangle like this. Alright, and I'll make sure that the color of the rectangle is white. Alright, now that I've done that, I'm going to rotate it a bit. I'll select my move tool, and I'm going to move it to this edge where those pictures intersect. I want to create a boundary. Alright, so I'm going to rotate it until it rotates perfectly. Once you have that, you can now go to FX, go to drop shadow, add the drop shadow. I'm going to increase the opacity to see what I'm doing. I'll reduce the distance a bit, reduce the spread, increase the size, increase opacity. I'll reduce the distance, reduce opacity. Okay, I think I'll leave it like this. You can just copy my settings. Once I have that, I'm going to duplicate that rectangle by pressing Ctrl J. I'm going to drag it this way. I will press Ctrl T to transform, and then I'll flip it So not that way, sorry, I'll flip it this way. Now if you don't have um this floating, I've forgotten what it's called, this floating dialog box, can't remember what it's called. If you don't have it, the way you flip it is by, when you press Ctrl T to transform, you right click on it and then you can flip um 90 degrees, sorry, not 19 degrees clockwise. Press right click, you can flip horizontal, yeah, flip horizontal, flip horizontal, and it will flip like that, and then you position it where you want it. You can now press Ctrl T to adjust the way it is. Press Ctrl T to adjust. Right, can zoom in something like this. I just want to get the right angle. I think it's okay. Press OK. Right, so we've created boundaries on to separate the three images, right? Then the last thing now is our text effect. So I've already created the text effect. I'll just drag in three of them. Now if you don't know how to create text effect, I'm going to create a video on how to create text effect. But like I said, these three text effects, I actually downloaded it and I edited it and then I turned it to a PNG file. So I'm going to create a video tutorial on how I did that, and so just check out that, check out look out for that. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, just subscribe so that you won't miss it when I drop it, right? So basically I've dragged in the three text effects, and what it's supposed to spell is Peller with Jarvis, right? So Peller words and then Jarvis will be under. Alright, so I'm going to centralize the Jarvis. It's centralized already. I'll move it up a bit, and I want the Peller words to be on the same line. So I'll select all of them and I'll click on this centralized stuff. Then I'll drag them down a bit. I'll group them by pressing Ctrl G, and then I'll centralize the group, and I can now ungroup them. I'll select the Jarvis, I'll move it up a bit, and I'll select three of them, group it, and I can decide to either reduce the size or increase the size or whatever, right? Once I'm done with that, I'll go to the top, I'll press Ctrl Shift Alt E, and I'll make it a smart object, right? And the way I made it a smart object was using a shortcut that I created. And if you don't know how to use that, how to create shortcuts, then click the video at the top right and I'll teach you how to create shortcuts, custom shortcuts on your own, right? So once I have this, I'm going to select that topmost layer, go to filter, go to camera raw filter excuse me, go to camera raw filter. Then basically you can now begin to edit it however you want. You can increase the contrast, reduce shadows, whatever. Go to effects, increase texture, increase grain, reduce vignettes, go to details, increase the sharpening, go to color, increase saturation a bit. And I don't want to do too much. I think that's okay. I'll click on OK. And that's pretty much how I created this thumbnail. Now if you learned something new, let me know what you learned in the comment section. If there's any question you have on this tutorial or something you're confused about, let me know in the comment section. If there's any tutorial you want me to make, let me know in the comment section. You can reach out to me on any of my socials that is linked in the description box. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.